Hello everyone, it is time for another music review. So, I'm a lover of darker lyrics, and too often you can only find those in rock or metal, such genres. However, that's not always the case. Sometimes with those genres or any genre that kind of goes towards the dark side in lyrics, sometimes they can be a little overdone. Me, while sometimes, you know, a straight reference or just putting it all out there really can make a great angry song. Sometimes when you really want to get deep down in there, you need a little bit of metaphor. You need to kind of hide it in there. It just, because sometimes with those metaphors and it being in between, it kind of gives it a little bit more. I don't know, it's hard to explain. It gives it more feeling, I guess. Because when songwriters, when they can come up with their own symbolism or metaphors or whatnot, it makes the song a little bit more personal. It makes it a little bit more creative and even intelligent, and sometimes it makes you look at things in a different way. So I'm going to show you a CD that does a lot of that. It is dark, but it is beautiful. It is sorrowful. It is painful, but lovely at the same time. And that is Tori Amos' From the Choir Girl Hotel. If you are a fan of Tori's like I am, I've been really listening to her since I've been about 17. So, for those of you who follow anything about her or read up on her history and her songs and everything, you'll know that a few years back she struggled with, I don't want to say infertility. She did have, she was able to get pregnant, but due to certain things, she actually kept miscarrying. And I think she had at least 2 to 3 miscarriages. A lot of that is kind of expressed in some ways in the previous album, which is actually my favorite from her, but I'll get to reviewing that later. And this one came afterwards. So a lot of these songs deal with her feelings of rejections, feeling that she was rejected as being a mother, and a lot of things having to do with women and religion, and stuff like that. Some of the songs I haven't quite deciphered everything they're about, but the songs that you really can pick out and see what she's talking about are more of the ones that really sound like they're leading to a song about child loss or miscarriage, such as a song called Spark. Spark is kind of a darker song, and I'm trying to find a good part. To me, it kind of speaks about a woman who has lost her child, and she's kind of just in this darkness with it. And she kind of wants to give up, but at the same time she doesn't. And it's kind of conflicting, like, in her head. But they're okay. She's convinced she could hold back a glacier, but she couldn't keep baby alive. Doubting if there's a woman in there somewhere. You say you don't want it, and again, but you don't really mean it. You say you don't want it the circus we're in, but you don't really mean it. If the divine master plan is perfection, maybe next I'll give Judas a try. Trusting my soul to the ice cream assassin. So yeah, I think this one is really about her kind of feeling like a failure as a woman, and like kind of maybe like God for some reason has rejected her. Another one that's really sad, and it's more kind of on not so much of a ballad, I'd say, but it's more of the soft, sad song, and that's Playboy Mommy. And it kind of sounds like a mother talking, or a mother's letter to, her child that never made it. And it's just really sad. Again, like I said, a lot of this really seems like Tori's feelings of failure and rejection, from God, from, you know, the nature of womanhood and all that. And it's just really, really beautifully done. You can honestly, like I said, just hear the sorrow and the pain, and, the confusion in all of these songs. Um, what other song am I thinking of? There's Spark, there's Playboy Mommy, there's Raspberry Swirl, which I've heard things about, and it says something about if you want into her world, you better make her raspberry swirl, which is, from what I've heard, a reference to certain sexual acts. And I don't want to get explicit in this video here because I don't know who's going to watch it, so I'm going to leave it at that. But I don't know, because there's actually kids in this video, but she doesn't really straight out say anything dirty, so maybe she got away with it, or maybe that's not what it's about at all. But she does talk about the garden, and I think it's referring to the Garden of Eden. And from what I've heard, this may be about lesbians and, again, religion. And probably the rejection of lesbians. I don't know. I mean, Tori is married with a kid, so I don't think she is, but I know she has gay fans and stuff like that, and I think she's, from what I know, an LGBT supporter, or at least somewhere down the line like that. Then there's IEEE. I don't remember how to pronounce that, but I think I said it right. I think that's just how you say it. And that one, I'm not sure if that has anything to do with her miscarriages or her relationships or whatever, but when I hear it, it kind of sounds like somebody who is losing control of things. Like, she doesn't have control over something in her life. And the chorus says, "I know we're dying, and there's no sign of a parachute. We scream in cathedrals. Why can't it be beautiful? Why does there gotta be a sacrifice?" So yeah, that one to me kind of seems like she's just calling out for help, and things just seem hopeless. I really do enjoy this one. There's a couple songs on here that are okay. There's a song called "Cheese Your Cocaine." I really don't like the sound of how that effect she does with her voice. It's kind of screechy in a way, or kind of irritating to the ears. But all the songs are very well written. But then again, they're written by Tori Amos, so why the hell wouldn't they be? So, if you really, really want some, like, deep shit that's dark, but not too hard, from the Choir Girl Hotel, check it out.